How's it going, guys? Welcome to a very special experimental build video. Today we're going to be doing something that we've never done before. We're going to be trying to make an air gun out of these various PVC plumbing fittings, some PVC pipe, some of this cement, and probably some other stuff. But the cool thing is that since this is all made of PVC, it's going to require minimal power tools, and I know that's what a lot of you guys want. And the cost to complete this whole thing is probably around $40, so that's about medium for my builds. A lot of times they end up being about $80, so this is pretty good. So here's all the stuff you're gonna need. Some various diameters of PVC pipe. We have 1 inch, 3/4 inch, and 1/2 inch. We have 2 of these 1 inch check valves. Basically what these things do is they let air one way, but they don't let it the other way. And then we've got a 3-way 1 inch T, and then we've got a 2-way 1 inch T with a 3/4 inch bottom. We've got a 1 inch coupler, and then we have a 1 inch to 1/2 inch coupler, and then we have I think this is a 3/4 inch elbow, and then a cap, and then we've got one of these release valves. And then the last fitting is this quick fix PVC telescopic repair coupling. And like I said before, we're going to be using some of this high strength joint compound. Sometime in the future we're going to figure out a better, more lethal ammunition to put into this thing, but just for now, to see if it works, we're going to be making it shoot Nerf darts. We're going to be doing all of the cutting with these PVC clippers. So here's the configuration. This 1 inch T is going to be the rear handle, the one that you hold to pump the gun up. Make sure you don't put any caps on the end of this T because the air has to flow into it to get into the check valve. Then we're going to be using this little chunk of 1 inch PVC to connect the T to the check valve. It's going to go inside here, and then this goes onto the other end of it. Then we're going to use another chunk of 1 inch PVC to connect the check valve to that telescoping repair coupling. And then the small end of the repair coupling actually connects directly into the back of the check valve. Then another chunk of the 1 inch PVC to connect the outflow end of this check valve to this T. Bottom of this T is 3/4 inch, not 1 inch, so we've got some 3/4 inch PVC to connect this to this 45-degree elbow, then some more 3/4 inch to go into here, and then a cap that goes on the end here. Then up here, some more 1 inch to connect the T to the release valve, and then the 1 inch to 1/2 inch coupler goes into the release valve, and then you attach your 1/2 inch barrel into the end right there. So to connect the pipe, we take the purple primer, put it around the PVC pipe, then we put the primer inside of the coupling, and then we take the cement, put it inside the coupling, and then just push both fittings in, and you gotta hold it in there. I think you're supposed to twist it too. You just hold it in there until it dries. And then just repeat 1,000 million times until all of the pieces are connected. So we came across a pretty discouraging problem. It seems that this makeshift pump here is actually not strong enough to overcome the internal pressure of the tank that we're trying to fill up with air, because this isn't actually supposed to be a pump. This is just a connector piece that happens to work like a pump when you hook it up with these two things on it. So when you compress it, it's really only compressing the air from like 100% volume to maybe 60 or 50% volume, and that's just not strong enough to fill this with a substantial amount of pressure. So that was pretty discouraging, because we were thinking that this was just going to be a super easy build, because it seemed like it was working the whole entire time. So we just thought about it some more, prayed about it, and then in the end we realized that we could go a different route. Instead of trying to make this a more powerful pump, what we ended up doing was increasing the amount of air that the tank could actually hold. So here's what we did. We drilled a 1/2 inch hole into the bottom of the handle / air tank, and then we took a 1 inch coupler and we used some Bondo body filler to fix the cap of a soda bottle into the bottom of the coupler. And then from there we drilled a hole into that, and you just fit that onto the bottom of the handle. From there you take the actual pop bottle, screw it into there, And what this does is it pretty much counteracts the fact that you can't really get that much pressure into this thing by making it so that when you do release all the pressure, it has a much longer breath than if you were just using this as the tank. So it's not just this quick little puff, it actually has enough air to carry the dart all the way down the pipe. And here's a pretty cool little feature of this thing. We didn't glue any of the fittings into the end part right here because it doesn't have to deal with any enclosed pressure. So this means that if we want a 1-inch barrel, we just put that into there. If we want a 3/4 inch barrel for smaller ammo, then we get the 3/4 inch adapter, put that in there, and then that will fit inside. And then if we want 1/2 inch, we just put the 1/2 inch adapter in, and same deal. And with the 1/2 inch PVC, because the seal isn't perfect, what you can do is just take a little cotton ball and stick it into the end of the pipe before you attach it on to use as the barrel. Give you a lot more power when you fire the dart. So you put the dart in here, put the cotton ball right behind it, then attach this into the end of the gun. Make sure the valve is locked. Pump it up and make sure you can't hear any hissing that would let you know that there's a leak somewhere. And you can tell you're done pumping when the thing stops farting. Then you just open up the valve to fire. And even without the wadding, it still fires really well. Ow! Gee. So this was definitely just a prototype. It was just a proof of concept to see if this pump thing would even work, and it definitely did. But I've got tons and tons of ideas for different modifications and attachments and just a bunch, ammunitions especially, because I really want to be able to use this thing as a real weapon someday. But I kind of ran out of money for this month. I've got about $18.25 until the 25th of November, and I have to eat, so I might not be able to buy any supplies until later. But you know, as soon as I get my next YouTube check, I'm gonna be right back on that. So yeah, that's about it. That's all I got for today. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.